Thank you for listening to the Midwest Horse Fair Outside the Arena podcast, where we share wonderful real-life stories and expert advice from the equine clinicians and entertainers from around the country who have been a part of the largest 3-day horse fair in the USA. Our first series will include several interviews conducted during the 2024 fair. This is Kelly Kinney, the Midwest Horse Fair Coliseum announcer, and we hope you'll all stick around and learn more about the fascinating lives of these experts outside the arena.
Welcome to the Midwest Horse Fair podcast. We are here today with Jesse and Jenna Hume. They are father-daughter duo that do breakaway roping competitions, all kinds of things along those lines. If you guys just want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, talk about your background, tell the listeners a little bit about yourselves.
So I'm Jenna. I'm Jess's daughter, like she said. I've been rodeoing ever since 5th grade, I believe. And right now I'm in college at Iowa Central in Fort Dodge, Iowa. And I compete in breakaway, team roping, goat tying, and barrels.
Yeah, my name is Jesse, and I've been competing in the rodeo industry, in the PRCAs for over 20 plus years. Started when I was about 8 years old. Roping. Been training students for about 20 years, clinicians and full-time now for the last 3 years. I do farrier work. We train horses and stuff like that.
And now you guys are local to Wisconsin, right? So that's kind of special for us here at Midwest Horse Fair to have some locals, celebrities, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. My dad bought the farm in 71. We're in Orfordville, Wisconsin, about 40 minutes south of here, so not too far. Bought the farm, built the arena, built a barn, and next year he built a house, and that's actually where we live, and we have all the horses there, yeah.
So how did you get started then doing what you do?
So Papa, my dad's dad, really started us off really strong. He just kind of was interested in it and bought a couple horses, I believe, and he liked to travel quite a bit, so he'd go down to Oklahoma and stuff like that, and then kind of just passed down the love to rodeo for us.
Yes. So our business name is Triple H Arena in Equine Services. So Triple H is my dad, 3 generations, why we put Triple H. My dad, ourselves, and my brother, too, rodeo with us, and Jenna, and our son rodeos too.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what events do you compete in, specialize in? Where can we find you?
I coach kids from anywhere from poles, barrels, goat tying, breakaway, and team roping, but definitely my specialty and our specialty is roping, and for me, goat tying. So I just actually run the college rodeo in Brookings, South Dakota last weekend in the breakaway, and then last year I won Lincoln, Nebraska in the goat tying, so that's been cool, and that's definitely a little more of my specialty.
Yep. Mine was calf roping.
Okay.
Back in my earlier days, but I've had a few knee surgeries and hip replacement. So I mainly focus on team roping now, but lessons, obviously, we do all the events with lessons and stuff like that. But my main focus is now team roping and doing that. And horsemanship, watching as the career goes on, a lot of horsemanship and get people to realize to become a better roper, they got to become a better horseman and horsewoman. So it's pretty fun watching them develop them skills and to do that. So spend a lot of our time not only training and do clinicians on roping stuff, but the horsemanship part of it is really good. And Jenna actually trains a lot of horses. We also train horses too. We take a few in a year for roping and stuff like that.
So tell us a little bit more about kind of that horse training side of things. What do you think is the biggest challenge that you see, either horses coming in or clients? What do you see?
For me, what I see is the main thing is getting people to come out and work with me with their horse, because I can get a horse to do, breakaway, or like some of them I tried just for trail riding, get them to be calm. But the main thing that I see is getting that person out there so they can help. I can help them with their horse and see that grow together, because if the horse is doing its job and the person doesn't know what I'm talking about, it's going to be hard for the horse to still continue that on. So that's the biggest thing I see with that.
For sure.
So you've had the opportunity to travel all around the country, to compete and practice your sport. What is the coolest place that you've ever had a chance to rope and compete at?
I don't know. The coolest place, I really like the Lazy Arena down in Guthrie.
Yep.
But I think Spearfish, South Dakota, I'm going there next weekend. That kind of has a special place just because it's so beautiful out there, and getting to go out there a little west and see all that, that's pretty cool too.
Mine, I actually got 4 of them.
Yeah, let's hear them.
But Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
I missed a short round. I was trying to make the upper level rodeo NFRs and stuff like that when I was younger. Missed a short round by a few tenths of a second.
Yeah, okay.
Reno was pretty awesome. Cheyenne, you just gotta love Cheyenne.
Absolutely.
Daniel Mall
Yes.
is one of the best. But
Yes.
a couple of my favorite rodeos is right here in Wisconsin, Spooner, Wisconsin.
Yep.
I just talked to Bob, one of the head committee members, just a minute ago, and just love Spooner, just the hospitality, the people, and Manawa, Wisconsin.
Yep, absolutely. 4th of July.
Yeah, I won them both, and just a lot of my heart for my career. So
That's awesome.
Pretty fun rodeos, yeah.
That's awesome.
And I guess I do have to say, Gillette, Wyoming is pretty
Yes.
special.
Yes.
I hope
Forgot
so.
about
For
that
the high
one.
school finals.
Yeah, I did forget about that one. So
Yep.
that one also has a special place. for me,
Yeah,
too.
it's beautiful out
Yep.
there. Yep.
Yep, for sure.
That's what I did on a trip one time. Is I went to Cheyenne and then I went to the high school finals and got to see all of it, and
Yep.
it was
Winning the world that year. I guess that was pretty special. What's not only special about that rodeo was we've had some calves on the second go round. We had a calf that went hard right,
okay.
and Jenna. We struggle a little bit going right. At house we do good, but we struggle a little bit going right. And I think I was more proud of her on the second go round on her calf. It went hard right, and she reached out and roped it. Those 2.5 seconds or whatever it was.
Nailed it down.
Nailed it down and come back won the world. I think that second go round, I got tears in my eye in that second go round.
Yes.
And
That's pretty exciting.
And then I don't know if you guys know this, but she was actually using Papa's rope out there.
Oh. Okay.
So
I
that
feel
was
like I
pretty
heard
neat.
this story a little bit. Yeah.
So maybe you want to explain that story a little bit.
Yeah. Tell us
so
about that.
We were digging around in Papa's old rope can, going through his stuff, and just seeing if there's anything that we could use. And we're swinging around ropes, and I just see this black rope, and you don't see that very much in breakaway ropes. And I was like, oh man, I kind of like how this feels a little bit. So I did use it at a couple rodeos, and Dad's like, man, like the judges can't see it because on black calf, black rope, it's pretty hard to see, and judges can't see it, and it's just, let's not use that anymore. So I kind of put that away for a month or two, and I was swinging my ropes, getting ready for the rodeo in Gillette, and I was like, all right, well, this rope kind of feels good, and Dad walks away and is kind of like, okay, do what you think is best, and I was like, all right, I'm going to use this rope, and sure enough, it had pretty good luck for me, and I've been using it, for quite a while after that, and people asked if I retired it or not, just because.
That's true.
But I did keep using it, but I think it's kind of retired now.
It has to be.
I've been using it at the clinics. It's good to use for that still, but I think for some rodeos, I got a couple new ropes in the rope can now.
So Papa passed away in 2021, September, and we went to Gillette then the next July.
Yep. Okay.
So that's why we were going through Papa's rope.
That made it very special.
And Papa and Jenna were pretty close with the horsemanship and the riding. So,
Yep.
pretty special, yeah.
Yeah.
And now, Jenna, you're rodeoing for Iowa Central. And what's that been like? How do you balance school and college rodeo? That's a big commitment.
It's definitely a lot. I have about 3 or 4 practices a day, so I'm out at the fairgrounds a lot. But Coach Bridget makes it super easy for me. She works with the kids, and if you want help, she's going to help you. So she's super awesome. And Coach Young is really good too. But it's definitely a busy day, but they make it easy for me.
And how good you do in school, though? You just had honors.
Yeah, I just made that
Look at this
honor.
proud dad over here, making sure you get your accolades. We love that.
We just had a little gold cord ceremony, so a 3.5 or higher.
Congratulations.
Got that too, so yeah.
Very cool.
That takes
Very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of the horsepower that you guys are riding these days and who you're competing on. I know you have qualified for the Top Hand Challenge. You're going to be competing in that because that's a big part of the Midwest Horse Fair. Who do you ride these days?
So I definitely borrow a couple dad's horses right now. But Stanton I'm using in the Top Hand event, and he's also my head horse at college and barrel horse, and he's super awesome. He's actually blind in his left eye, so I go 2 barrels blind, but he makes it so easy. I mean, the only mistakes he's going to make is if I make a rider error, so he's awesome. And then I also ride a paint horse, Jimmy. He's my breakaway and goat horse, and I just started using him about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, and he's stepped up big time for me. I just won, like we said, that Brookings College Rodeo on him, and he's made it super easy and super fun. So he's there, and yeah, retired that gray horse I used in high school. So it definitely was a different step for me to do that, but Jimmy stepped up for me, and it's been cool for that.
Jimmy, she trained Jimmy from start.
Okay. Very
to
cool.
finish.
Yeah.
So she likes training horses.
That
like you
feels
mentioned.
different when you do it yourself.
We've got
Yep.
3 of them, Jimmy, Huck, and Peppy, that she's actually trained, and Jimmy's at that level now. She can compete at the pro rodeos and the upper level college rodeos. So so pretty
Very cool. And that Top Hand Challenge, we're super excited to bring that back to the Midwest Horse Fair. And I was able to watch the qualifier at Showtime Arena a couple weeks ago. And so tell us a little bit about, what are these events that you're competing in, and how do you prepare your horse for something like that? What can we expect to see at the horse fair?
So we do steer stopping, so roping steers' horns, heeling, breakaway roping, and barrels and poles. And Scanton, he's my main head horse and barrel horse. So those 2 events he's already pretty solid in. Heeling, I got to practice this actually week at college, so that was really cool for me to do that. And then breakaway roping, all our horses are pretty much breakaway horses, as that's my main event. So I just tuned him up a little bit the last 2 weeks as we were going on, and should be good at that. And poles, we just did a couple drills and worked on that for him. So he's ready to go.
What's nice about the Top Hand, we used to call them super horses.
Yes.
And getting the competitors that do 5 different events on the same horse.
It's insane.
It is crazy, and it's fun watching. And the top 5 boys and girls here, but for sure the girls, you're going to see a great competition.
Yes.
Because they all are pretty tough, and they all like rope, and they're very competitive. So
Yes,
it's going to be a fun event.
I was definitely impressed just at the qualifier event. So I know that the show that we'll put on at the Midwest Horse Fair is going to be even bigger and better.
All right, so if somebody was looking to get into roping or even kind of the rodeo genre, what would you say is your number one top thing? This is what you need to do.
I would say, find someone that can help you, because it's really hard to start in this industry by yourself. I've seen a lot of people, they don't come from rodeo families, and that's not impossible, but really find someone in this industry that'll be willing to help you and push you in the right direction, because that'll get you a good jump start on that.
And once you get that help and that support, probably the next main thing is a good horse. A good old solid horse that'll teach the kid or the person riding them more than what they'll ever learn themselves, probably. We get so many people that try to bring a young horse, trying to cheapen it up because rodeo's expensive and stuff. Trying to cheapen it up. It's not the right thing to do. And it makes it tougher. It takes 2 or 3 more years, a lot of tears and crying and sadness. We can get it. We can do it. It just takes a lot longer than giving a good horse and good support.
And give them a little more
But I agree with you
confidence,
for
too.
sure. You got to have somebody go to, do the lessons.
Excellent. So if somebody was to want to get in contact with you to maybe get some lessons or even just kind of follow you as you go to different competitions, how would they do that?
I have business cards, of course. Triple H Arena is on Facebook. I have that. Facebook, you message me. You can call. I like text. So that's always a lot better for me. But you always have that, and availabilities are always anytime during the week. A lot of kids are homeschooled now. Parents work from home. So I just fit them in. I shoot horses on the side. So we just mainly do lessons. So anytime they can get down there, but yeah. And I suggest to tell them to come down and try it. If it don't fit them, I got clients that come down a year ago. We just had a girl that just went to one of our clinics that 2 years ago. I seen her, and all of a sudden she popped up here, and she's all excited. So and she grew up, and getting bigger. So a lot of fun. But definitely reach out.
Would that be Googling you, or do you have a website?
Facebook is my main thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you get the messenger and call me? Probably is the best.
You better watch out. You just said that you were a farrier on the podcast. You are gonna have people
part-time.
People are gonna be knocking down your door. You should have never done that.
Yeah.
Well, very good.
Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story and your wisdom with us.
Yes.
Yeah, no
Thanks for having
problem.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thanks for being part of the Midwest Horse Fair.
The Midwest Horse Fair is proudly presented by the Wisconsin State Horse Council Incorporated for over 40 years. Net proceeds from the fair are used by the Wisconsin State Horse Council to promote the equine industry through leadership, education, service, and communication, as well as taking a proactive role in the future growth and development of the equine industry. Thanks again for listening to the Midwest Horse Fair Outside the Arena podcast, where we share stories from expert horse clinicians and entertainers. We hope that you enjoyed this episode and continue to tune in every month and learn about the lives and hear valuable advice from the folks we are proud to have join us at the fair. Learn more about the Midwest Horse Fair at midwesthorsefair.com.
It's not a horse show, it's a horse fair, and you gotta be there. It's the Great